Studio Ghibli is one of the most influencing names in the animation industry, not only in Asia, but worldwide. Icons have been born from Ghibli masterpieces like Totoro, No Face, and so on. In this video essay, 3 aspects of Ghibli will be discussed. Those are world building, color and aesthetics, and music. The colorful world of Ghibli has memorized countless audiences throughout more than 3 decades. It is a common thing to feel astounded and overwhelmed while watching a Ghibli anime film, thanks to every single detail on the screen being so incredibly invested by the animators. This is the result of the process called world building. Exactly as the name states, this part is where everything you see and even things that you don't notice in anime are created. Miyazaki Hayao has mentioned this before. Anime may depict fictional worlds, but I nonetheless believe that its core must have a certain realism. Even if the world depicted is a lie, the trick is to make it seem as real as possible. Stated in another way, the animator must fabricate a line that seems so real. Viewers will think the world depicted might possibly exist. So, it can be understood that Ghibli world building is always striking because their priority is making the audience feel connected to those worlds. They polish the illimitable beauty of fantasy, yet charm the audience through the real-life-based details and movement. With the aspects of aesthetics, Ghibli's films are all rich in colors. In animation, colors are used as an expressive storytelling tool, the same way as a writer would use words. The color palette of a film plays a huge role in developing its tone, mood, and narratives, while also conveying information about the characters and location. In Miyazaki's film, earthly color palette is applied to emphasize the bond between humans and nature. This also supports the realism in studio's work, using warm color to raise sense of nostalgia and calmness in the audience's mind. Ghibli also attached special importance to stunning establishing shots. For example, in Howl's Moving Castle, beautiful scenery is made very apparent. After confessing their true feelings, Howl decided to give Sophie a secret garden as a gift. The garden is a spectacular setting with vast green land, flowing rivers, and blooming flowers, a scenery often seen in Miyazaki films. Furthermore, the garden is completely different from the main setting of the movie, a rickety junk-like castle. This contrast can create a rise in the audience emotions. From then, smoothly leads to the feelings of shocked and in awe as the storylines unravels to the climax. Moving on to the aspect of sound. Although it is often overlooked, sound is a very sophisticated and important element that brings the soul into Ghibli's movies. In order to set the mood and support visuals, background music can range from full orchestral to giggly pop melody depending on the circumstance. Many of these masterpieces were created through the hands of Joe Hisaishi, the legendary music composer of Ghibli Studio. Over the years of his professions, Hisaishi has contributed to over 100 films and achieved various awards, especially for his work in the preeminent Spirited Away. In the film, Hisaishi did a perfect job of bringing the character's emotion to the audience, with the piano piece One Summer's Day to sympathize with Chihiro's miserable situation. Normal chords and slow tempo were applied to create a sense of realism. He only hits one note at a time to emphasize the feeling of loneliness and loss of the character. Different from Hollywood, Ghibli Studios also offers the art of silence. This is a unique feature that Hollywood often finds awkward but works elegantly in Japanese film. For instance, the character No Face in Spirited Away, without any dialogue, it still becomes one of the most memorable characters in the anime industry. Another time, in the original version of Laputa, the overall music length was only 6 minutes long in order to intensify the visuals and the dialogues. However, additional music tracks were added in a Disney remake, which made Ghibli's initial intention lose its meaning. To put into conclusion, anime is a wide cinematic field that is admired and looked upon by many audiences around the world, and the Ghibli Studio is a proud contributor of many masterpieces in that success. Every detail in Ghibli's movie, from production design to visuals and sound, has its own intention, but it all leads to the same purpose: create a beautiful world that can thrill the viewers by their senses. And as audience, it would be wrong to say they did not do their job perfectly.